Welcome to Mrs. Peach Thrifty Living. I'm so happy you're here. This is Tea Tuesday. It's in collaboration with Life with Patty and Kathy's Favorite Things. You can check them out on their channels if you like. And I'm going to have a cup of tea. And check that cup out that I'm using. I've had that for years. My granddaughter and daughter-in-law were shopping one day at a thrift store and they seen this and they thought of me, which is very true. And I'm having this kind of tea. Linden's Leaves tea. I've been drinking that at night and it's quite good. And I've got it full. Oh my goodness, I'm going to overflow. Look at that. It's right at the top. I'm going to be turning this around in just a moment and going through a little bit of this life of mine, a legacy journal that my daughter gave me. And I thought I'd just skip to some of this is going to be in a glimpse of my life, where a little picture of myself could go. I am going to be 78 this month. So I am coming right along and God has been good to me and my health is pretty generally okay. I did have a heart attack a few years ago and I've been under doctor's care, which has done very well. I take a pill and I try to take care of my health. And so I go from there. How I start my day. Well, every day is not quite the same, but it usually starts with coffee and getting myself ready for the day, putting my makeup on, taking my shower or whatever I do. And every day I try to read my Bible. A lot of times when I go to the donut shop is when I do my Bible study. So that is a big part of my life. I know I've talked to you about that before, and I've enjoyed going. And actually, I started going more regularly whenever my son was in preschool, my young son, and I volunteered at his school, and every day I had to take him to school, and I had an hour or so to either come home. And I got to where I would go over to the donut shop and I would do my Bible study or whatever I was reading. And I did, so it became quite something I do pretty regularly, not every single day. And you wonder, well, how's your health with that? Well, in my life, I really try to remember if I'm having a donut, which I only have one, I remember that it's part of my calories in my count of the day. I don't just pile it on in addition to whatever else I'm going on. So things that make me feel energized and strong. Well, I think I've told you I do my recumbent bike every day, about 45 minutes. It's a rare day I don't get 45 minutes in. So that, and I try to eat healthy. I know you've heard me talk about snacks and all, and I do eat those snacks. Whenever I was pregnant with my son, who is now 33 or 4, that's terrible, can't remember my son's age. My husband, he was 48, had a heart attack. And I had been listening to Dr. John McDougall on the radio, and he is total plant-based. And I never did get to that, total vegan. I never did get to that point, but I kept thinking I could do that, and my health would be much better if I didn't have all the fats in my diet and all. Of course, remember, I still had my donuts. So I went ahead and my husband said, oh, let's try that. Well, he didn't stay that direction too long, but we went ahead and started it. And to this day, I still am on not his total program, but I've kind of modified it to my own. And about 10 years ago, I started eating. Diet consisted of the fish. I had tuna. I have beans. I have lentils. I have eggs. I have the dairy products in my diet, which I try not to eat a ton of them, but they are, they really hit the spot, and I really try to use some. Started doing my recumbent bike is when I hurt my knee, and I don't know how I hurt it, but I ended up, the doctor said I could either have surgery, it was a torn meniscus, have surgery, do therapy, or have a shot. So I chose the therapy, and that was a few years ago. And movement, I try to exercise and move every day. And at our Tops, I've been going to Tops, as you know, and I did a video on that before. And please go back and check some of my other videos out. I have so many. I have a playlist that if you like my music, not just my music, my brothers and several others, my son and my daughter and several different people playing. And we just have a lot of music in our family. Food and drink. When I was growing up, Mama made fried potatoes, pinto beans, and cornbread. And we had that quite a bit. And Mama made the best peach cobbler. It was so good. And apple pie. She was known for her apple pie. It was delicious. Foods I refused to eat whenever I was a child. I did not like beets. And later on, I come to love beets, and especially pickle beets. I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed this a little bit, and I hope you'll come back, comment on the things that brings back memories to you. And I pray God blesses you today. I couldn't live a day without my life being with Jesus. He gives me the strength that I have, and I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for Jesus. I pray God blesses you today, and come back and join me next time and every time.